I believe in peace. I'm practically a pacifist. I don't believe in getting my hands dirty. It's against the Lord. It's against what He believes. But if I have to, I have to. But something so innocent, something so beautiful, I couldn't imagine why anyone would want to be rude or angry or even forceful towards Fluttershy. The fact of something so peaceful and delicate angered me. It angered me that something so peaceful and delicate was being treated the way it was. And oh boy was I mad. I didn't know if I was crazy or if this was a test from God. But let me tell you, is that the second I saw that, is the very second I questioned whether or not I should drop my morals and beliefs and beat them down to the point where they'd be in a coma. But I took one breath and I began to walk over. Mark placed both of his feet firmly in front of Will. This jackass with a nose ring thinks he's the shit, thinks he's all this, thinks he's all that, thinks he's the big bad bone, the big motherfucker with a bad bone that can just step right on up, pick on someone who's weak just because they think they're tough. He's gonna knock them off their fucking soapbox. At that moment, he lost his pacifist state. Didn't care. Frankly, who could blame him? He stood there and said, "Hey bud, let me tell you something. You mess with Flutters, you mess with me. I suggest you tuck your tail between your legs and waddle on out." Will seemed shocked that someone would dare challenge him. Someone of his strength. Before anything else happened, before anything else could happen, Mark popped his joints. He popped them and cracked them because he knew that if he was going to fight, he'd want to get ready. The Minotaur looked him straight in the face and said, "Iron Will suggests that you get out of his way." So, what did Mark do? He spit right in his face. And before Will could utter a single word, he grabbed his horns, yanked him back, and headbutted him right in the fucking face. When Will backed up, he followed suit, rushing forward, taking his knuckle and yanking it up, hitting in a certain area in the jaw which caused him to knock him out. Nature's snooze button. Now, of course, Mark knew this was wrong, to take the offensive. He wasn't really justified. But Mark could make up excuses. Me and God would let this one slip. Probably. He turned to Flutters, who was surprised and just shocked, picked her up, and began walking her home. She looked at him and said, Mark, what was that? Mark felt it in him, that inner rage. He remembered him. He remembered him well. Mark, that side of him he was afraid of. Mark, what's wrong? That side of him which he did not wish that was there, that he could barely control. Mark. Once they got home, he gently placed Flutters down and sat beside her and demanded her to go to sleep. Surprised her, but she did. He ran his hand through her hair while she fell asleep. Standing there, his face darkened. His face darkened. His face darkened. It darkened. His eyes scanned her. Her form, her posture, her breathing, her eyes, her innocence. He wouldn't fail. Not again. He'd rather die. He wouldn't fail. He couldn't fail. He would not fail. Something happened. In the next couple of days, no one saw Mark. People began to get worried. Whatever was happening to Mark, well, Mark was doing something he hadn't done in a while. He did it every day, but this time he did it out of fear. Mark isolated himself. Of course, Pinky knew this, but Pinky, being Pinky, was gonna try and do something, but Mark simply told her he needed his distance. He needed alone time. He needed time to think. So, she granted it. He was on his knees on the mountain peak nearby, praying. Praying and praying and praying. His sword slammed into the ground as he prayed. Both hands up, he prayed. And he prayed. He did not pray for forgiveness. He prayed for a miracle. For he was going to be dreaming. However, when you dream, nightmares are bound to come. Nightmares are bound to come.